Hey, Mr. Manly here with lesson number 337 in How to Be Manly. I enjoy the summer months, especially with the longer daylight hours. I love hearing the birds sing and chirp early in the morning. On this day, I decided to get in touch with nature and headed to Ricketts Glen State Park to take it all in. While walking one of the trails, I spotted a beautiful bird. She was striking with delicate features, breathtaking. I knew I must get a closer look at this natural beauty. As I approached cautiously and quietly, she looked startled. Quickly, she turned her head and said, "Hi, I'm Robin." I said, "You're kidding." She said, "No, that's my name, Robin. I'm up here doing a little bird watching." I replied, "Well, what do you know? I'm doing the same." She said, "Why don't we complete this trail together?" Of course, I said yes. She seemed a bit flighty, although by the trail's end, I hoped we'd be birds of a feather and that tonight we'll flock together. I asked Robin, "What kind of birds fascinate you?" She said the woodpecker, how it can peck hard wood all day, and then the hummingbird. It always does his business and then disappears. Last, I'd love a sighting of the red-tailed hawk. Well, after hearing this, I knew I could satisfy all of Robin's bird wishes and do so in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page number 337, and repeat after me. Number 1. Want to know how it feels to be a woodpecker? Try your pecking skills on this right here. Number 2. I have bird humming. Let me do my business, then I'll disappear. Number 3. Hey, Robin, put your sights on this hawk. It comes with 2 red tails. Soon after, as Robin grabs you by your woody woodpecker, including your 2 red tails, and you start humming a different tune, and she tosses you into Ganoga Falls at Ricketts Glen while the red-tailed hawks circle over you, you'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manly saying be manly and good day.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Researchers at New York University polled 1,000 people to determine what makes the ideal female breast. I don't know if I can just take their word for it. I'd like to do my own hands-on research. A study finds an increasing number of U.S. teenagers are going to class stoned. In their defense, it is called high school. Dolly Parton just broke 3 Guinness World Records. Surprisingly, none of them started with the words biggest, roundest, or fullest.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
You know you've said it. You're wrong, but you know you've said it. Good morning, I'm Rock 107's Prospector. Look, I've said it too, and I was wrong. There's nothing to do. Yeah, you hear that a lot. There's nothing to do around here. I got news for you. You're wrong. In fact, here are 3 cool things happening in Northeast PA this weekend. On Friday in Wilkes-Barre Township, that's tonight, WWE Friday Night SmackDown at Mohegan Sun Arena. Arena box office, Ticketmaster.com is where you can get tickets. The WWE back in Wilkes-Barre for the first time in 2023. One night only. All your favorite SmackDown superstars live in Wilkes-Barre, including Drew McIntyre, Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, and many, many more. Oh, there you go, Prospector. You got 1. I got 2. And actually, I could have mentioned this one first because it's happening tonight and tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, in Luzerne County in Duryea, Smoked in the Valley at the Duryea VFW Post 1227. A $5 donation gets you inside for food trucks, barbecue, vendors, live entertainment, and the proceeds benefit the Duryea VFW on Stevenson Street in Duryea. Vendors selling some amazing products, live music on Saturday from the Impastos and Flaxsea Morgan. So there's 2. All right, I told you 3 cool things. Here's number 3. Sunday, blues, brews, and barbecue. Starting at 6 p.m. at the glass-wine.bar.kitchen in Holly, PA. Memorial Day through Labor Day, enjoy blues, brews, and barbecue. Savor an a la carte menu with barbecue specials, a featured brewery, and live blues music. They suggest you make reservations. Dinner is 5 to 9, music 6 to 9. There you have it. 3 cool things going on in Northeast PA this weekend. Go out and enjoy them. I'd say that degree is suspect at the very least. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. Some students and parents are upset at a high school in Illinois after graduation sashes had a major misspelling on them. They spelled the word graduate as gradutate. It's the only word on the sash, and it's wrong. How do you excuse yourself from such a blunder? Well, maybe audio from the ceremony will give us a clue.
Allow me to congratulate you graduates. You are so special, we invented a new word just for you. Idiot! As you graduate today, remember to have attention to detail, to dot every I, and to cross every T, even if you've added an extra one. Congratulations, graduates!
Tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A 14-year-old in St. Louis named Xavier Jones walked 6 miles to get to his middle school graduation last week. And when someone at the graduation mentioned it, he got a standing ovation. One of the people that ended up standing was Dr. LaToya Collins Smith, who's the president of Harris Stowe State University. And she was so impressed, she's giving Xavier a full scholarship when he's ready for college. When they told him he was getting a full ride, he just thought they meant a ride to school. They had to tell him it was much bigger than that.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
It's not why I fell in love with them, but it's another log to toss on the raging fire that is my undying devotion to them. Good morning, I'm Rock 107's Prospector. This has been blowing up my Twitter feed recently. Remember when Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills collapsed on the field last season? Look, as terrifying and nearly tragic as that was, it may have helped save a kid's life. The defensive coordinator for my favorite football team, the Los Angeles Rams, a guy named Raheem Morris, was at a hotel pool in Las Vegas when a 3-year-old boy nearly drowned. He didn't even have a pulse when the father pulled the kid out of the water. Now, the lifeguards started providing aid, and Morris rushed to grab the automatic external defibrillator that was on site, the AED. He says, quote, when I got back, we had a doctor on the site, was able to start compressions. I was able to hand the AED to him, get it open for him, put the pants on the child, and the child ended up being okay. Morris said he knew what to do thanks to the training he received because of the Damar Hamlin situation. A Rams official adds that Hamlin, quote, inspired our organization to get trained and saved another life. Not to be hyperbolic here, but there you have it. The greatest team in the NFL are now lifesavers. I officially open the gates and welcome all fans of other teams to grab a watermelon and become a Los Angeles Ram fan. Come on over. The water's fine. And if it's not, Raheem Morris can help save your life.
What's a yam bag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
Applying for an apartment can be very involved. I mean, to the point where it feels like you're exposing too much private stuff. But this guy was fine with bearing everything. A 23-year-old man in Oklahoma was at a realtor earlier this month and decided to apply for a unit at an apartment complex. They had a computer set up to fill out an application, and that's what he was doing. That's when employees say they received 2 airdrop notifications from another iPhone. They thought it was something for an apartment, so they accepted, but it turns out they were nude selfies of the guy at the computer. There's a shot of him in front of a mirror naked and a photo of his junk. They called the cops, and the guy was arrested for indecent exposure. I'm assuming he didn't get the apartment either. Authorities didn't say why the guy might have done this, but they did suggest that iPhone users adjust their AirDrop settings to only receive AirDrops from contacts only.
Nominee number 2.
Look, sometimes it's tough to find a spot near the beach. According to the sheriff's office, an Orlando, Florida woman faces DUI and reckless driving charges after she crashed her vehicle into the inlet in Smyrna Dunes Park. 26-year-old Sarah Ramsamy plowed into the water after driving 50 miles per hour past beachgoers and almost hitting a child Saturday in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Ramsamy had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.153 and faces charges of DUI, reckless driving, and failure to obey a traffic control device, according to social media posted by the sheriff's office. Body cam video shows Ramsamy asking a deputy, "And why am I going to jail?" The deputy politely tells her, "Right now, I think you're driving under the influence. to which Ramsamy only replies, okay. According to the sheriff's office, Ramsamy was released on $1,500 bond.
Nominee number 3.
You'd think a criminal going to great lengths of breaking and entering would probably be looking to make off with more than just 6 cupcakes. Yeah, not this guy. Now, it was a far cry from your typical break-in. He targeted a bakery in Canada in the early hours of a Friday morning. It was so bizarre, even the owner of the Sweet Somethings bake shop in Vancouver admitted it was one of the best laughs she ever had. The suspect was seen on security video lurking outside the front of the bakery for about 15 minutes and intermittently knocking on the door before finally thrusting his foot through the glass to get inside. Seemingly in no hurry whatsoever to get away with the goods, the perpetrator is then captured relaxing in the shop for a while before attempting to clean up after himself for the class he kicked in. Once he was done with his sweeping and photos, because he took selfies too, he helped himself to a box of 6 cupcakes and eventually made an exit.
And the winner is...
the man who was arrested for airdropping naked photos while filling out an apartment application. You didn't think they'd catch you? You're right there, and they know who you are because you're filling out the application. You're the yam bag of the week. Congratulations. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107.
Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.